Good morning, Year 6. We're going to be working more on our percentages today, but looking at how we solve problems. So our learning intention is, can I solve problems using percentages? Now these will come in the form of worded questions, and I know a lot of people find worded questions tricky. So we're going to go through a few examples, and then tomorrow, rather than just putting up the answer sheets, I'm going to put up another video where I go through how we would solve these questions. Then you'll be able to check out any that you found tricky, as well as mark the ones you've done. Don't spend too long on today's activity. If after an hour, including watching the video, you haven't finished all of the worksheet, leave it at that. I want you to try to do as many as you can, but an hour is more than enough on your maths, okay? If you are really quick and you get through all the questions, then please go on to Mathletics and do some of the percentage work on Mathletics. Do remember to come back tomorrow to look at the video of the answers. So, our first thing, can you find 10% of 640? So, our bar, 640. And then, of course, if we part it into 10 sections, we can just divide by 10 to get 64 as our 1/10. But is that how it would be in a worded question? So let's look at a type of question that might use this percentage knowledge. It might say, John has 640 sweets. Mary has 10% more than him. How many sweets do they have altogether? So, of course, we need to work with these numbers. We found the 10%. We know what the 100% is. But now we need to work on our answering of the question. So our 100% is 640. Our 10% we can see is 64. So first let's work out, how much does Mary have? The important here is she has 10% more than him. So John has got 640. Mary has got 640 and an additional 64. Hasn't she? Because it says she's got 10% more than him. So she's got 704. That's 640 plus the 64. And then we have to add those two together, because here it says the altogether. How many do they have altogether? So we need to add those together to find out our actual total. 6 plus 7 is 13, so 1344. I do hope you got that. Remember, you can pause any of these videos to do your calculations and then restart it when you're done. Okay, so we're going to move on now. We're going to find 22% of 960. So, and this might help us with a question like this. Molly has 960. Evie has 22% more than her. How much does Evie have? Pause the video and have a little go for yourself at how you think you might work this out. You might want to draw yourself a bar model, or you might have another way that helps you to visualise it and work this out. Restart the video when you're ready to look with me at how we could answer this. So here I've got my bar, my full bar, which is my 100%, and I know that that is 960. Now I could have put my bar into 10 sections, but as you can see, I've put it into 5, because I know that 20%, which is 20 out of 100, is the same as 1/5. So I can use 5. But it doesn't matter if you don't remember that 20% is the same as 1/5 and you do it into 10 sections. You will still get to the same answer. So, a tenth of 960 will be 96, which will mean that two of those together will be, can you work it out? 96 and 96, it will be 192. So 20% is 192. 20% equals 192. Okay, but we need 22%. What could I do to 20% to find 2%? Pause the video while you work it out. If I know 20% of a number, of course, I can divide by 10 to find 2%. So 192. The 2 was in my ones. It's now going into my tenths, which is moving one decimal place. So it's going to be 19.2. Is that where we stop? I have found my 22%, have I? Oh no, I need to add them together to do that. So I need 192 plus 19.2. 2 plus is 11, carry the 1, is 11, carry the 1, 211.2. Let's look back at our question. Does it answer what we set out to do? Molly has 960, Evie has 22% more than her. How much does Evie have? Does it answer our question? Not quite yet, because we haven't added this to the original 960 to find out what Evie has. So Evie has got 960, add on the 22% for 211.2. And because I'm dealing with money, I'd normally go into 2 decimal places because our money is shown like that, isn't it? So, 1171.20, so my pound sign. Oh, Evie's doing very well. Evie's got £1,171.20. Now that was sort of the trickiest sort of question because there were so many different bits that we had to think about. We had to think about finding 20% and then 2%, and they weren't nice round numbers this time. We had to go into decimals. And then we had to think, what was the question actually asking us? Because it wasn't just find 22%. We had to add it to the original money, so to find out how much Evie had. Let's do one more. Lucky Millie got £430 for her birthday. She spends 30% on new clothes and 35% on a new phone. How much money does she have left? Pause the video and have a go at solving this. So we have our bar, and this will be our 100%. So that will be our 430. Our 430, which is all the money Millie's got. And then she spends 30%. So let's find out our 10% first. So to find our 10%, we're going to split this into 10. So one of these sections, and 430 divided by 10 will give us 43. So we've got our 10% here. Now, she spent 30% on new clothes. So that's that was spent on new clothes? 43, 43, 43. So we can times 43 by 3 and we'll get the answer £129. She spent £129 on new clothes. And then it says she spent 35%, on a new phone. So that's 30%, 10, 20, 30%. So we know that 129 is 30%. How am I going to find out 5%? If I know 10%, what's 5%? So we've got 43, it's 10%. You're right. We're going to have half of that, aren't we, to find our 5%. If each of those is 10, half of that will be 5%. So what's half of 43? Half of 43. So we can always go and do it as a bus stop if we're not sure, can't we? Especially as we're dealing with money here. So 2's into 4 go twice. 2's into 3 go once. And I've got to go into decimals. So 2 into, I've got 1 carried over. 2's into 5 go 10, sorry, go 5. So I can actually make it 2150. So 2150 is 5%. 5% equals 2150. So to find 35%, because we already know our 30%, we've got 129 plus 2150. There we are, 150.50 she's spent already. So, did you spot my error? What did I forget to do before I said that I'd finished? I found my 30%, I found my 5% and added them together to find my 35%. But what I didn't do was answer the actual last bit of the question. How much money does she have left? So if she spent £129 on new clothes and she spent £150.50 on a new phone, which is our 35% here, I've got to add those together to find out how much she spent in total. So in total, she has spent £279.50. What's she got left? Well, we've got to take it away, haven't we? So we've got to take away from the 430. So we've got £279.50. Rub this out because I'm running out of room. So, nice and neat so I can see. I'm going to take that away. So 0 from 0 gives me 0. 5 from 0 I can't because there's nothing there. Can't exchange next door, so I'm going to go here, put that to 2, make that a 10, and exchange 1 over. 5 from 10 is 5. 9 from 9 is 0. 7 from 2, again I can't do that, so I'm going to have to exchange there. 7 from 12 I can now do, it's 5. 2 from 3 is 1. And she's now got 150.50 left. And that is answering the question. So there are lots of different sections to do there to get to the right answer. It's quite tricky, but if you work through methodically, you will get to the right answer. Now on the question sheet, you'll see we start off some simple ones and it gets more tricky as you go through. So do start at the question 1 and work your way through. Do as many as you can. And as I say, tomorrow I'll put up a video explaining how you might work them out if you found them a bit tricky.